The National Broadcasting Company presents the National Football League. Today from the Astrodome, it's the New England Patriots versus the Houston Oilers. Brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By your nationwide Yugo dealers, bringing you America's most affordable new cars. And by Delta Airlines, we love to fly, and it shows. There was good news for football fans this week when headlines around the country proclaimed the end of the NFL players' strike. But in Boston, there was another big story. Doug Flutie was coming home. On Tuesday, the former Heisman Trophy winner at Boston College was acquired from the Chicago Bears for an undisclosed draft pick.
Of course, being out on strike at the time, I firmly believe in the union and the things that they're standing for. But I saw this as an opportunity to get to New England, a place that I wanted to be, an opportunity that probably wouldn't be there down the road. I don't know whether what I'm doing is right or wrong. All I know that right now I think it's the best thing for Doug Flutie to do.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Proctor along with Reggie Rucker. We're at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Doug Flutie spent 1 year in the USFL with the New Jersey Generals, a decent year. Last year played in 4 games with the Chicago Bears. And Reggie, what were the Patriots' reasons for acquiring Doug Flutie?
Well, I think developments in New England this week indicate to me just how significant this ball game is to the New England Patriots organization. Despite the long-term ramifications of the Doug Flutie deal, I think Doug Flutie was brought to New England for one reason. That is to play in this replacement game, win it, and bring New England home in first place in the AFC East.
Well, it's certainly a big game for the Patriots. They are currently tied for first place in the AFC East with the Colts, the Dolphins, and the Jets. The Dolphins and Jets play today in New York. And it's also a very big game for Houston. They find themselves in first place in the AFC Central. The replacement Oilers have gone 2-0, and Houston is now 3-1 in first place.
Well, Jerry Glanville has a twofold purpose. One, win the game today against New England, and then have his regulars who are practicing right now prepare for Atlanta, win that game. At that point, he would be 5-1, and he doesn't think anybody in the AFC Central can catch him.
Doug Flutie on the right. He'll be the starter today for New England. On the left is Bob Blyer, who had started the last 2 games for the Patriots in these replacement games. He'll be signaling in the plays to Doug Flutie this afternoon.
And don't get me wrong, Mel, all fans in New England, I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing Flutie here, but I do think that Tony Eason is the quarterback of the New England Patriots.
This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. And Lee Johnson is ready to kick off for the Houston Oilers. He put 68% of his kickoffs into the end zone last year. Deep for New England, 24, Bruce Hansen. And we are ready to go from the Astrodome. This is the first time the Patriots have played here since 1980. And Hansen will take it a yard deep, no run back. So another good kickoff for Lee Johnson, who is among the best at that in the NFL. And Doug Flutie will take the field. His first start as a New England Patriot. A storied career at Boston College where he won the Heisman Trophy in 1984. He is from Natick, Massachusetts, and is very happy to be back home.
Everybody talks about his height. He's 5'9 3/4", but Raymond Berry told us that the interesting thing about Doug Flutie is that he is a pure drop-back passer.
In the backfield with him are Michael LeBlanc, who rushed for 146 yards last week against Buffalo, and Bruce Hansen, 24. The Patriots rushed 55 times last week, but that will change on the first play today as Flutie goes long, a sideline pattern to Larry Linney. And it's incomplete.
And just as we talked about it, you saw the straight drop back action, a good setup by Flutie, and a perfect throw.
Well, the white markings indicate players who have crossed the picket line. So Flutie, of course, crossing the picket line after being acquired. LeBlanc, who had the big game last week against Buffalo. Hansen, an excellent blocker. Gadboy, a star at Boston University. Linney, who's been an outstanding receiver in the replacement game, the veteran Willie Scott. 3 veterans up front. Farrell, Morris, and Wooten all crossing the picket line for New England. Second down and 10. Flutie with his second straight pass. Goes underneath to his tight end, Willie Scott. And Scott has a first down. Knocked out of bounds by Tony Newsome and Eugene Seal. Defensively for the Houston Oilers, Ray Childress and Doug Smith, both starters. Crossing the picket line, Jesse Baker, a 9-year veteran, the Oilers' all-time sack leader, back with the team. Briel, Jefferson, Seal, and Johnson, the linebacker. Seal, the man to watch. He's a 5'10", 250-pounder. White, Newsom, Bryant, and the veteran Kenny Johnson, with 8 years in the NFL, in the secondary. First down for the Patriots. Flutie has yet to call a running play, showing his scrambling ability. And the pass is complete to Larry Linney. Make it Dennis Gadboy. Sam Jefferson on the tackle.
And here's a dimension of the Doug Flutie game that really comes in handy in these replacement games. When your pass protection isn't the best because of all of the new people up front, you're going to need the ability to get away from people. And Flutie does that well, gets it to Gadboy. Good catch. Way to get down for the ball.
Gadboy, who played at Boston University, led Division I AA schools in receiving as a senior.
So you know he's good, right, from Boston University?
I knew you'd get that in somehow. Boston University is Reggie's alma mater.
Hello, Boston.
And I said earlier, I imagine that Gadboy broke all of your receiving records, and he said, no, I didn't have any because we ran the football when I played there.
Yeah, it was so long ago.
They played with leather helmets then, didn't they?
Not quite.
Bob Frederick is our referee this afternoon. Raymond Berry, whose father Raymond is here from Paris, Texas, to watch his son coach and watch the Patriots play this afternoon, and his daddy was his high school coach.
That is the man that really gave me my opportunity to play wide receiver in the National Football League. I came to the Dallas Cowboys as a defensive back, didn't do too well covering receivers. Raymond Berry saw the abilities that I had as a receiver, asked Coach Landry, let me give him a try as a receiver before you cut him.
This ball will be a first down.
So it's a reception and a first down. Joe Gardy is the replay official this afternoon at the Astrodome.
Finishing with the story, Raymond Berry said, I'm going to give you a chance at wide receiver, and under his tutelage, I went on to play 13 years as a wide receiver.
Not a bad man to learn under. Raymond
Hall of
Berry
Famer.
Left the game as the NFL's all-time leading receiver. That since has been surpassed, but he was a great one with the Colts. First out to 45. Flutie is putting the ball up with regularity this afternoon. Chased out of the pocket. And he scrambles for about 9 yards. Byron Johnson ran him out of bounds. It was interesting, you mentioned that before the Patriots acquired Flutie, they sent Bobby Greer, one of the Patriot assistants who had been on Boston College staff, to visit with the BC coaches. And they talked about Flutie being a pure drop-back passer rather than a rollout passer or a scrambler. And we're seeing some of his scrambling ability here. But they say he is best dropping back in the pocket throwing.
I think you can rely too much on that ability to throw. In the National Football League, you must stay in the pocket and look for people downfield.
Second down 1 at the 36. Flutie again to throw. A screen pass incomplete, intended for Bruce Hansen. The screen was never set up.
The one thing that you can do defensively in these replacement games, and I think do it well, and of course Jerry Glanville, the head coach of the Houston Oilers, it's Tom Whitten sending in the plays to Flutie. Jerry Glanville has been a great proponent of blitzes, and he will blitz all day long. And if you don't stop him from blitzing, he'll do it and do it and do it until you are just sick of it.
On 3rd and 1, the Patriots go with a double tight end alignment. Todd Frayne, 44, and Arnold Franklin, 87, are both in the game. Michael LeBlanc picks up the first down. LeBlanc, who rushed for 146 yards last week against Buffalo, the 9th best rushing total in New England history.
I'd say the Patriots have an advantage up front with the 3 people in Guy Marsh, Sean Farrell, and Ron Wooten. You watch the play here on the right side of the screen. You'll see number 27, LeBlanc. Well, we didn't see what we wanted to see there, but good protection, good blocking in that front 3 is going to give New England a huge advantage today in that line play.
LeBlanc, a native from Texas. He's from Austin, Texas, and played at Stephen F. Austin. Flutie stepping up, now scrambling. And he's down at the 26-yard line. Flutie has already thrown 4 times. Last week against Buffalo, the Patriots attempted only 13 passes, and Bob Blair completed just 4.
I think Doug really wants to reduce the number of times he's handling this football. Right now, the entire offense has been focused in on him. He's either thrown the ball or ran with it. I think he needs to get the other people involved and do not carry that ball so much, because disaster will strike you if you continue to run that football.
When Flutie joined the Patriots, he was very happy to find that 6 or 7 of his favorite college plays from Boston College were already in the New England offense. Flutie going long. He's got Linney for a touchdown. Larry Linney gives the Patriots the lead, and a well-thrown ball by Doug Flutie.
You got to like the pattern that Larry Linney ran, because it was an excellent one, and the anticipation. Watch Linney now. He's going to move inside, little fake to the outside, and right down the middle. Watch Flutie throw the ball right over the top of Robert White, where no one can get it but Linney. Outstanding diving catch by Linney for the touchdown.
And I know just how Robert White feels, because yesterday I was trying to cover you playing a little bump and run out here at the Astrodome, and you went by me just like he went by White. So, Robert, I sympathize with you. Tony Franklin back in action, and he boots it through. So the Patriots drive downfield and take an early lead. With 12:05 remaining in the first quarter, it's 7-0 New England. An impressive performance so far by Doug Flutie, completing 3 of 5 passes for 62 yards in the Patriots' initial possession, and a touchdown pass to Larry Linney. A 27-yard strike. It's 7-0 New England as Tony Franklin is ready to kick off. Herman Hunter is deep for the Oilers, and he'll take it at the 3. Good run back by Hunter, tripped up at the 24-yard line.
Well, we talked about why Doug Flutie was brought back to New England this week, and as I said, I think he was brought back for this purpose, to win this game in Houston. And you can see that his experience and his experience from playing last year in the playoffs gives him a lot of confidence to do well in this ball game.
And while Flutie has the Patriots in the lead, the Oilers are overjoyed at the performance of young Brent Peace through the first 2 replacement games, a rookie from Montana. He's at quarterback. Andrew Jackson and Ricky Moore in the backfield. And the handoff is to Jackson, who had a big game 2 weeks ago with 99 yards rushing against Denver, and last week sprained an ankle against Cleveland. So Peace is the quarterback with Jackson and Moore in the backfield. Leonard Harris, a big star in the USFL with a Denver Gold. Haywood Jeffries, the #1 pick, who crossed the picket line. He's out of North Carolina State. And Mark Gehring is the tight end. Doug Williams, another veteran, crossing the line with Franklin at the tackle, Stroth and Young, the guards, and Billy Kidd is the center for the Oilers. 2nd down, 6. And the reverse.
Good setup.
Leonard Harris. It's a good block. Nice cutback by Harris, and he's got a first down at the 46-yard line. Raymond Claiborne, the 11-year veteran from Texas, finally brought him down, but a gain of 17 yards for Harris.
This is one of the outstanding replacement teams in the league, the Houston Oilers. Watch this play. A great play because it's a surprise. Now you're going to see a tremendous block from the left of the screen by number 68, Vince Stroth, which really springs this play. Coming in about right there. Outstanding hit. Now watch Leonard Harris, who Mel alluded to being one of the great wide receivers in the USFL, a game-breaking kind of a player.
First down at the 45-yard line. Brent Peace underneath, and he's got about 8 yards to Haywood Jeffries, the #1 pick from North Carolina State. Defensively for New England, Benton Reed, a 10th-round pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple of years ago. Guzik, the nose tackle, and Wilburn, a veteran of the Canadian Football League. Andre Tippett has been in the Pro Bowl each of the last 3 years. McCabe Moore and Rogers Alexander, former Penn Stater. On the outside, Peterson and Shegog, the 2 rookies, with the veterans Claiborne and Holmes, who's actually a rookie, but he made the regular team and crossed the picket line. Andrew Jackson ripping off a big gainer for a first down. A lot of offense in this first quarter. Joe Peterson making the stop on Jackson.
Houstonians are very appreciative of this replacement Oilers team. They have won the hearts of Houston fans. I'll tell you one thing, too. Jerry Glanville is very much a fan of this team himself. They've worked hard. They've won 2 games on the road, one in Denver, one in Cleveland, and now they have a chance to go 3-0 here. And as I said, put this club in a position in which no one in the AFC Central can catch them.
Peace on first down, swings it out of the backfield to Andrew Jackson. And Jackson's got another first down. Andre Tippett makes the stop for New England. Jackson, who played collegiately at Iowa State, where he led them in rushing his last 2 years, began his college career at USC.
As great a player as number 56 Andre Tippett is, you can isolate him by keeping the action away from him. Brent Peace goes away from the side at which Tippett is on, and you see Andrew Jackson, a real good open field runner, creating room for himself. And once again, that Houston offensive line is blocking excellently.
Just short of a first down. It's 2nd down and 1. New England leading 7-0 on a 27-yard pass from Flutie to Linney. This time they fake the reverse, and Jackson on the keeper. He's got the first down. So running that play set up by the early reverse to Leonard Harris.
Well, you can tell that Jerry Glanville is having fun with this team because they're very versatile. It's a very balanced offensive team. Peace throws the football well, and of course they can rush the ball very good. And Jerry Glanville has to be happy with the way they're moving this football in response to the 7-0 lead of New England.
First down at the 31-yard line. 8:34 remaining in the first quarter. Andrew Jackson, who has rushed for 139 yards coming into the game, the leading replacement rusher for the Oilers. Good protection for Peace, but it breaks down suddenly, and Andre Tippett wraps him up and drops him. Andre Tippett in his 6th year out of Iowa, has a 2nd-degree black belt in karate. One of the team leaders on this club, and he crossed the picket line earlier this week.
Many people feel that, of course, Andre Tippett is right behind Lawrence Taylor among the very preeminent outside linebackers in the game. That's what he does very well, sacks quarterbacks.
He was 2nd in the NFL in sacks in 1984 and 85. Last year he missed 5 games with a knee injury. So it is 2nd and 17 as a result of the sack. Jackson bouncing outside and spun down at the 36-yard line. Tackle made by Steve Wilburn, 99, and Andre Tippett.
Let's watch Tippett against, I wouldn't say inferior competition, but it's not the quality of play that he's accustomed to because he's usually double teamed. Well, one man isn't going to be able to handle Andre Tippett, at least not a rookie like Gerald Franklin. And you can see Tippett getting away from Franklin and then making the tackle.
3rd and 15 now. The Patriots had 6 regular players cross the picket line this past week. Peace with plenty of time, going deep.
Great.
And caught for a touchdown by Oliver Williams. Brent Peace to Oliver Williams, a 36-yard touchdown throw.
I was apprehensive initially on that throw because that corner of the end zone looked like New Year's Eve, Times Square on New Year's Eve. There were so many people in that area, and Oliver Williams came up with a big catch and a lot of traffic.
And Tony Zendejas' kick is perfect, and we've got a lot of offense going here at the Astrodome. With 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Oilers have tied it up. Mel Proctor with Reggie Rucker back in Houston. They call them the Spoilers here at the Astrodome, and this club has provided a lot of excitement during these 2 replacement games, winning 2 games on the road. They're back home this afternoon, and Brent Peace has just thrown a touchdown pass, and the conversion by Zendejas has tied the score. A 36-yard pass to Oliver Williams. And Lee Johnson is set to kick off. Bruce Hansen is deep for New England. Hansen will take it at the 2. Runs into his own man, and he's down at the 16-yard line. Good coverage by the Oilers as Craig Birdsong, number 21, is down on the special teams. There's the man who caught the touchdown pass, Oliver Williams, out of the University of Illinois.
No, pass offense is meant to complement, patterns are meant to complement each other, not run into each other. And this looked like a botched pass pattern because he was actually throwing the football, I thought, to Leonard Harris, number 80. Oliver Williams came under it, caught the touchdown pass. Better be a little bit lucky than good anyway.
So it's New England 7, Houston 7. Second possession for the Patriots. Doug Flutie was impressive on the first drive. 3 of 5 passing.
Look at that. That's unusual. Flutie went out and got Frayne and told him move.
It's one way to get it done. And off to Michael LeBlanc. Backed up by the Oilers' Ray Childress, 79, the veteran defensive end from Texas A&M, who crossed the picket line this week.
You know, in this ball game, we may have 2 quarterbacks of the replacement teams who are going to undoubtedly stick around when the regular rosters resume play. You have Doug Flutie, obviously, who's going to be around, I think. And I think also that Brent Peace, number 14, has done a sensational job quarterbacking the replacement Oilers. He's very smart, has an outstanding arm, and I think that he will stick when the roster resumes.
2nd and 7 at the 19. The pitch to LeBlanc, looking for a block. And LeBlanc is knocked out of bounds at the 17 on a good tackle by Robert White, the left cornerback.
It always is very difficult to run the football outside on the Houston Oilers. Their outside linebackers are always very quick, and they look to chase that runner to the sidelines, and I don't think LeBlanc has the kind of speed to get on the outside. I think they're going to have to run that ball from tackle to tackle and then rely on Doug Flutie's passing.
Talked about the Oilers, in essence, preparing for 2 games. Jerry Glanville canceled the practice session this afternoon for the regular team. Apparently his regulars were too banged up and sore from practicing yesterday, so he called it off. One of the Oilers appeared to be offsides. Got a penalty marker down as Bruce Hansen carries it to the Patriots. Like the linebacker or the defensive end on the left side moved prematurely. Let's hear from Bob Frederick. Byron Johnson, the left outside linebacker, appeared to move early.
Defense offside, number 79. 3rd down will be repeated.
It was not Johnson, but Ray Childress, the left defensive end. There he is. Oh, that looked like a linebacker. That was 58. Byron Johnson. So Childress is blamed, but Johnson was the culprit. And it's 3rd down 3 at the 23. Flutie from the shotgun. To Gadbois, great reception in traffic. He's got a 1st down. Outstanding catch by Dennis Gadbois. Craig Birdsong made the stop.
That was an interesting pattern. Both receivers crisscross with Gadbois coming underneath what we call a natural pick. And watch the anticipation of Flutie throwing the ball before the receiver breaks, right in between 2 defenders. Outstanding concentration now by Gadbois. Then, you know, run with the football once you catch it. Good play by Gadbois.
Gadbois, who played in the shadow of Bill Brooks for 3 years at Boston University. Brooks now with the Indianapolis Colts. Gadbois really came into his own as a senior. Flutie guns it over the middle, and the pass is complete for a 1st down. Gadbois again on the reception. So Doug Flutie has shown that he's been able to move the New England Patriots. Miami leading the Jets 3-0. Of course, that game is very important for New England. They're involved in a 4-way tie with the Dolphins, Jets, and Colts. The Bears leading New Orleans 10-0. Cleveland and Cincinnati renewing a big rivalry. 7-0 Pittsburgh. Seattle leads the Lions, and Minnesota ahead of Tampa Bay 3-0. 1st down at the 46 with 4 minutes left in the 1st quarter. The pitch is to Elgin Davis, a 12th round pick out of Central Florida, and he's knocked out of bounds by Kenny Johnson, number 22, the 8-year veteran from Mississippi State.
Going back to that passing play with Doug Flutie, you know, a great deal of his success is going to be attributed to, as you take a look at the Rams in Atlanta. Rams on top 7-0, and Philadelphia leading Green Bay 7-0. A great deal of how much success he has, Mel, will depend upon the front 3. Guy Morris, Sean Farrell, and Ron Wooten. And they are keeping the Oilers' front 3 away from where they can affect Doug Flutie by getting their hands up and making him throw the ball high. You watch.
Flutie's pass is incomplete. Appeared to be some confusion. It looked like the pass was intended for Willie Scott, no tight end. There's Scott, number 88, who spent 5 years with Kansas City and joined the Patriots last year. He comes out. Gadbois is back in. Doug Flutie, who did not play in 2 regular season games of the Bears this year. They went with Mike Tomczak at quarterback.
What's amazing is how fast he can get rid of the Chicago Bears terminology and pick up the Patriots terminology.
2nd and 10 at the 35. Flutie going deep for Larry Lenny, and he makes the reception for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal to go. Lenny, who caught the touchdown pass earlier, a gain of 30 yards.
One thing Flutie is doing here is he's reading the defenses very quickly, and he's picking up the one-on-one in the secondary, and he's looping the ball high, giving Lenny an opportunity to use his jumping ability and the height that he has to make the reception.
Raymond Berry said we've got a good offensive line with veterans like Morris, Farrell, and Wooten. Pretty good running attack with the likes of LeBlanc and Tony Collins, who is injured today, not playing. He said what we needed was a quarterback, and we think we found one in Doug Flutie. 1st and goal to go. Double tight ends for the Patriots. His frame is in motion. The pitch is to Bruce Hansen. And he's stacked up by 75. Jesse Baker, the 9-year veteran from Jacksonville State, with help from Tony Newsome.
As I said, with that veteran experience at the ends and those quick outside linebackers, it's extremely difficult to get around the outside on the Oilers. Doug Flutie is having so much success passing. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw the football here. He may have to.
And we've got a penalty marker.
Illegal motion on the offense. First down will be replayed.
Motion penalty against the Patriots puts the ball up to 10, so it'll be 1st and goal to go from the 10-yard line. Doug Flutie working behind a veteran offensive line for the most part. Patriots trailing only the Chargers in fewest penalty yards through the replacement games. Flutie can't find a receiver, going to try to run it in. Giving ground, still on his feet. And down at the 6-yard line, where we've got a penalty marker down. Kenny Johnson made the tackle for Houston. So Bob Frederick and his crew have been busy holding against the Oilers.
Well, the one thing Raymond Berry told us, hold on.
Defensive holding. Number was unreported. Half the distance.
So a case of hit and run, an unreported number. Hold and run, as the case may be.
Raymond Berry told us that the one thing Doug Flutie has never had at the professional level is an opportunity for someone to give him the reins and say, go for it. It's your team. Take it. Let's see what you can do with it. And I don't know if anybody is going to do that. That remains to be seen. But when given an opportunity to play, you can see he is very resourceful. We've already seen how well he's thrown the football. It's a question of whether, in fact, you want a guy quarterbacking your team that's 5'9".
He said Flutie has never been in a situation where he's come to training camp, gone through an entire camp, played the whole year, and been the starter. He said, quoting Berry, you've got to free the mind so the skills can operate. He said wherever he's been, Flutie has always been trying to learn a new offense, adjust to a new team. Hand off to Michael LeBlanc, powering straight ahead for the touchdown. Oh, the Patriots regain the lead. It's 13-7 New England.
Time for a little prayer by LeBlanc. And where did he go? Right behind Guy Morris, Sean Farrell, and Ron Wooten, the center of that Patriot offensive line. A strong point in this ball game.
Doug Flutie has been impressive.
Well, he's playing like a man amongst boys today.
Moving the Patriots on each of the first 2 possessions. Here's Tony Franklin, who said he was dove hunting in San Antonio while sitting out the strike. He said the last time he went dove hunting was 5 years ago on the 1982 strike. He said, I think it's becoming an event every 5 years. He said, I hope it doesn't happen again 5 years from now. And his kick is good. So with 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter from the Astrodome, it's now 14-7 New England as Michael LeBlanc pounds it in for the touchdown. Michael LeBlanc, who scored the touchdown. LeBlanc, who had a big game last week with over 100 yards rushing. And he's got a touchdown to his credit. That's his first in the 2 replacement games. He's from Stephen F. Austin, played in the Canadian League with Winnipeg before being released. An 8-play, 84-yard drive, and it's 14-7 New England as Tony Franklin prepares to kick off. Herman Hunter, who was an outstanding kickoff return man with the Eagles and Lions in 85 and 86, awaiting Franklin's booth. Hunter at the 4. Good run back. Across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Brent Peace is quarterback in the Houston Oilers today, a rookie from Montana who was an 11th round pick from the Vikings, and he talks about his experience the last 2 weeks.
Started out the Oilers, I just tried to learn the offense as best as I could, tried to adapt to all the new type of players that were coming in. We tried to gel as a team as quickly as we could. And I'm very fortunate that I've got to have the game experience that I have. And obviously the type of player that Warren Moon is coming back next week, he'll be back in the #1 role.
That's Brent Peace. Andrew Jackson on the carry for the Oilers. The tackle made by Greg Moore of New England, a gain of 2 yards.
Some people say that when Moon comes back, they'll have a quarterback combination of Warren Peace.
Some say that. I was going to leave that one to you. Not about to drop that one.
I'll try anything, right? Once.
I hear a few guffaws in the audience, a few groans. Peace over the middle, and it's incomplete as he tried to hit Leonard Harris. And let's go now to our studios in New York for an update on activity around the NFL.
All right, Mel, this is your basic men against boys department. Jeff Kemp and Steve Largent have combined for 3 touchdowns, with Largent catching 6 passes overall for 116 yards in the first quarter at the Silverdome. 21-0 Seahawks.
All right, thank you, Bob Costas.
Holy cow.
Steve Largent back in action.
Whoa.
3rd down 8 for the Oilers. Brent Peace from the shotgun. Going long downfield. He caught that. Incomplete. Leonard Harris juggling it and apparently catching it out of bounds. Raymond Claiborne and Perry Williams, number 38, back in coverage. So it'll bring up the first punt of the afternoon.
In order to have any kind of success passing the ball against the New England secondary, you're going to have to handle Andre Tippett, and you're going to see Doug Williams do just that on the right side of your screen. There it is, hands out. Well, that's Gerald Franklin. Hands out, takes care of Andre Tippett, which allows Peace to throw the football.
Lee Johnson, one of the regular players, back in action, gets off a good kick. Fair catch signaled for by Larry Linney, and he tucks it away at the 26-yard line. Larry Linney, whose father Aubrey played with Patriot coach Raymond Berry with the Colts years ago. Fake football is better than the real thing. Well, the Oilers have been one of the better replacement teams. Don't Leave Us Oilers Blue refers to speculation that the Oilers may be leaving the city of Houston for Jacksonville, Florida, where they are being wooed. Reportedly offered a guarantee of $115 million to move to Jacksonville. Handoff to Michael LeBlanc, who scored a touchdown for the Patriots in his first quarter. What a first quarter Doug Flutie is having. He's completed 6 of 9 passes for 123 yards and a touchdown.
And where did he go that time? Right back behind that veteran front 3 of his. And although they didn't gain much yardage that time, you're going to see this all day long. Take a look at it right there. The blue shirts really negated the offensive charge that time and stopped that play for no gain. Well, 1-yard gain.
3 veterans up front. Farrell in his 6th year, Morris in his 16th, and Ron Wooten, who's been a starter for the last 5 years. The pitch to LeBlanc. And LeBlanc is tripped up at the 31-yard line. There's a penalty marker down. Last week, when New England played against Buffalo, there was a linebacker for the Bills by the name of LeBlanc, spelled the same way as LeBlanc. L-E, capital B-A-L-A-N-C, but they pronounce the name differently.
Defensive holding, number 74. Be a first down.
Holding against the Oilers. Apparently against Jesse Baker. So it's a first down at the 38.
The Oilers are going to have to stop New England on first down. The way Flutie is playing, he scored twice and he's had the ball only twice. The Oilers cannot afford to get much further behind than this in the first quarter.
Bruce Hansen and LeBlanc in the backfield. Flutie underneath to the tight end, Willie Scott, for about 7 yards. Eugene Seal, 51 on the tackle.
But one thing we're finding out with Flutie today is given the proper protection and given the right plan, he can execute as well as anybody. That time, Flutie was looking off to the right, came back to the center of the field, and hit Scott. It's a nice play by Flutie.
That's an incredible statistic. He averaged 15.6 yards per pass at Boston College. This will be the final play of the first quarter. Second down 5 at the 42, and he won't get the play off in time. Flutie takes a little bump from Rayford Cooks of the Oilers, but an action-filled first quarter here at the Astrodome. And at the end of the first period, the New England Patriots, behind Doug Flutie, have a 14-7 lead over the Houston Oilers. The New England Patriots have a couple of old-timers playing today. Harold Jackson, who's 41, and Julius Adams, who's 39. I know you were burning. We were playing bump and run yesterday. There was more run than bump. I didn't do any bumping. You did all the running. But I know you got fired up. I could see it in your eyes. You got excited, and you were thinking about making a comeback.
Well, I asked Raymond Berry if I could get my old New England Patriots jersey, which is number 33. Of course, Tony Collins wears that now. So there's Harold Jackson. Rumored to be 41. Rumored to be 41.
And you're rumored to be how old?
I'm younger than him.
Admitting to 30. We begin the second quarter at 2nd and 5, and the handoff goes to Elgin Davis. Davis, who was on injured reserve, he crossed the picket line, was on IR, and was just activated this week. He was the 55th running back selected in the draft, and the Patriots really like him. He's out of Central Florida, where he played a year and a half for former Patriots coach Lou Saban, who has coached just about everyone. There's Julius Adams, who left his ice cream store and cattle farm in Macon, Georgia, to play once again. He's only 39.
I played with him from 1971 through 1974. I've been out of the game 5 years, and he's still playing.
I can tell you're ready to come back. I can sense it.
Too late now.
Flutie under pressure, but gets the pass away, and it's incomplete. He tried to hit Larry Linney. Charles Martin was applying a lot of pressure to Doug Flutie. Flutie is 5 feet 9 3/4. We were talking about small quarterbacks, and Raymond Berry played against Eddie LeBaron, who was 5'7" and played for the Redskins years ago. And he said when he thought about acquiring Flutie, he thought back to how effective LeBaron had been. First quarter stats.
Total domination offensively by the New England Patriots. It's due in part to the 120-some yards passing by Doug Flutie.
Alan Herline, a rookie from Vanderbilt, will kick. Herline punted 9 times last week against Buffalo. Joey Walters is deep, a big rush, and he barely gets it away. Walters takes it on a fair catch at the 24. So with 14:08 remaining in the second quarter from the Astrodome, it's 14-7 New England. Today's game is brought to you by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Tony's Flakes of Corn with a sweet frosting. By Head & Shoulders Shampoo, now your good grooming is Head & Shoulders above the rest. And by GTE. G? No, GTE. Mel Proctor with Reggie Rucker back in Houston. The Oilers on the attack as the handoff is to Andrew Jackson on 1st and 10. Darrell Holmes, a rookie free safety from Fort Valley State, coming up to make the tackle. Holmes crossed the picket line, he said, because he saw his dream becoming a nightmare. He was a free agent out of Fort Valley State, made the regular team, and was worried about losing his job. And I'm sure that's going to be the case. These teams will have 85 players practicing next week, and the coaches will select from that group as to who's going to play next week. And I imagine there'll be some regular players who will lose jobs unless there's some sort of settlement on that issue. Brent Peace on 2nd and 8 from the shotgun. Oliver Williams on the reception at the 31-yard line. Short of a first down as Darrell Holmes makes the stop. A reminder to our viewers that we will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the game. We have 13-13 remaining in the second quarter. It's 14-7 New England. Brent Peace, a record-setting quarterback at Montana. He'd been operating in a wishbone offense up until his senior year, and they changed offenses, went to a passing attack in his last year, and he broke every school record in 1 year at the University of Montana. Going downfield for Williams, who makes a spectacular catch but can't hold it, and it's incomplete. Great effort by Williams.
I don't think I've ever seen a receiver airborne that long, prone, extended, and still get to the ball and have some semblance of control, but he just couldn't maintain that control once he hit the AstroTurf. Now watch him get out there, extend, leap, in the air. Look how long he stays in the air. Wow, what an attempt.
Brent Peace is showing a strong arm. And Williams barely had the wind knocked out of him. So he comes off the field, and it'll be 4th down for the Oilers as Lee Johnson is in to kick. Oliver Williams out of Illinois, a 12th round pick of the Bears in 1983. His brother Dave was also a fine receiver for the Illini and was drafted by the Chicago Bears. And here's Lee Johnson in to kick. Johnson, who was 5th in the AFC in punting last year when he averaged just over 41 yards per kick. Linney will take it at the 24. And he fumbles the football, but recovers it. The hit made by Domingo Bryant, who's had 2 outstanding games for the Oilers, knocking the ball loose, but Linney was able to recover. 45-yard punt by Lee Johnson.
Good hang time on that punt by Lee Johnson, allowing those coverage people to get down, get in position, and make the good hits, such as this one by Domingo Bryant. Number 23, you see Bryant get a hand in there and knock the ball away from Larry Linney.
First and 10, Doug Flutie comes it up, and they bat it down. And, of course, everyone watching that will be saying, see, he's too short. He can't get the ball over those big defensive linemen.
Well, exactly.
One drawback that a short quarterback faces, and Charles Martin at 6'4" knocked it down.
And that is the problem, because when you see the quality players in the National Football League play nose tackle and defensive end, they do get penetration just like this. And you can expect him to be in your face every time a quarterback throws the football, and that's exactly what happened there. Charles Martin, number 94, got way up and knocked the ball down.
The ex-Green Bay Packer is released by the Pack. Flutie on the give to Michael LeBlanc, and he's brought down at the 25, a gain of only a yard on the play. And the Oilers defense is fired up as Rayford Cooks, 98, in his first year out of North Texas State, made the tackle.
After the initial opening fireworks and offensive explosions, I think both defenses have settled down now, and they're beginning to key in on first down to stop that all-important play. And then defenses have an opportunity to control the football game when it's going in their favor.
New England has converted 2 of 3 third-down situations. Flutie facing 3rd and 9. 14-7 New England. Penalty marker down. Maybe a free play for Doug Flutie, looking for something deep. Look at him scramble.
He ought to go deep here. He's pointing deep. He wants him to go deep.
There's a receiver loose downfield, but Flutie's picking up big yards. He's short of a first down, however, but gets about 7 yards. Craig Birdsong finally put him down.
It's a very smart thing Flutie was doing while scrambling. He knew that the Oilers were offside, therefore a free play for New England. Whatever happened, he was going to keep the ball, and he was motioning to the receivers, go deep because I want to get the free play. Let's go for the home run.
Guy Morris looking on for the Patriots. We await word from Bob Frederick.
Defense, offside, number 98. 3rd down, will be replayed.
Rayford Cooks was offside.
This is what you call having awareness of the situation even as you play. And you're going to watch Flutie do his thing here, elude some people, and then very importantly, be aware of where he is. See, you can see him pointing to the receivers, telling him to go deep. Now it's just survival of the fittest here.
3rd down, 4 at the 30. Flutie on the inside handoff to Elgin Davis, who breaks the tackle. He's got the first down.
This may go.
And tripped up at the 45-yard line by Craig Birdsong, who saved a touchdown.
Elgin Davis has outstanding body control and very quick feet. He makes a number of people miss, I think including Charles Martin right at the line of scrimmage as he goes on this long jaunt. Now watch number 94, Charles Martin, get away from the tackle. That's good. Now, he's got a hand on Davis, but I don't think he could bring him down right there. Now, look at the good hit movement, the good vision on the runner's part, and almost breaking it for the touchdown.
First down for the Patriots at the Oiler 43-yard line. Flutie's pass is complete to Larry Linney. He's been Doug's favorite receiver in the first half, and he's got a first down near the 30 as Walter Johnson makes the tackle.
I'm very impressed by the sense of timing that Flutie has been able to master in the short time that he has had to practice in New England. His receivers seem as if they've been working with Flutie forever. The timing is absolutely perfect.
Wayne Coffey, 83, has replaced Larry Linney at wide receiver. First down for New England at the 30. They lead 14-7 with 9:56 remaining in the first half. Play action by Flutie. And it's incomplete through the hands of Dennis Gadboy, who could hear somebody creeping up on him. He had his head turned. He was about to get walloped by Domingo Bryant.
You know, in many of these replacement games, the one problem with the passing game has been quarterbacks leaving receivers hung out to dry, as we say.
Holding against New England.
And literally what that means is you're throwing the ball too high or you're throwing it behind the receiver and you're leaving exposed to hits.
Holding the offense, number 68, and the first down will be repeated with the penalty.
Holding against the right tackle, Greg Robinson.
And for the most part, Flutie's passes have all been on the target. They've been leading the receiver so that he can make the catch and also protect himself at the same time.
First down 20 at the 40-yard line. Doug Flutie in his first game as a New England Patriot. Fumbles the snap. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 20 situation. Charles Martin sitting on Flutie. It'll make him about 5'6" when Martin gets off of him.
That's no surprise. Whenever, as a quarterback, you start working with a new center, you're going to have some problems in the way you hold your hand on the center, your timing getting away, and just maybe the way the center snaps the ball. Some of them snap it softly, some of them snap it hard. There it is right there, Guy Morris and Doug Flutie with the exchange. Flutie quick enough to get down on the ball and keep the possession for New England.
Second down 20. Flutie 8 for 13 for 141 yards and a touchdown pass to Larry Linney in the first quarter. Hand off to Hansen. And nothing doing for Bruce Hansen, who's cut down near the 45. Tony Newsom, the right cornerback, coming up to lead the charge. So it'll be 3rd and 24 now.
And you really want to be careful in a situation like this because you've got 24 yards to pick up. I don't think Flutie and these receivers have had the kind of timing, the kind of precision where they can throw a pass pattern this deep, and while this offensive line keeps the Oilers out for the required 3 seconds or so that it's going to take to throw this ball.
Shotgun formation for New England on 3rd and 24. Flutie looking, and in a crowd, it's caught by Clay Pickering. It brings up an interesting story. When Flutie was acquired from the Bears, they held a press conference in New England. The writers asked, "Are you familiar with any of the Patriot receivers?" And he said, "Yes, Clay Pickering." And they said, "Who?" Because Pickering at that time had not yet been announced as a new member of the Patriots. He had been acquired from Dallas and at one time played for the Bears, but they felt that if they announced the acquisition of Pickering, no one would notice because it was the same day that Flutie was acquired. So they were going to wait on that announcement, and when Flutie divulged that Pickering, he was familiar with Pickering, they finally had to say, yes, well, we acquired Clay Pickering as well. Tony Franklin, who is 1 for 4 in field goal attempts, will attempt this one. This is a 51-yard attempt. And it's running out of gas. No good.
Not even close.
Well, Franklin, who was the leading kick scorer in the NFL last year, falls short on a 51-yard field goal effort. It's still 14-7 New England. The Oilers with a first down at the Houston 34. New England leading 14-7. Brent Peace will throw on first down, just gets it away. He had to hurry that pass with a linebacker bearing down on him. There's Raymond Berry, the Patriots head coach, who led them to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And his father, Raymond Berry, is the gentleman on the left, along with Raymond. It's not Raymond Jr., it's Raymond, the coach's wife.
Right. Did you know that Raymond's father also tutored Gene Stallings, who is also a head coach in the National Football League, St. Louis Cardinals.
Raymond Berry played for Weed Eubank, and Don Shulin still says that his daddy was the best coach he ever played for in Paris, Texas. Paris is about 300 miles north of Houston. Peace handling a bad snap, in trouble, and he'll take a seat. Down at the 28-yard line as Jerry McCabe had him trapped.
Contrary to what people may think, in the shotgun formation, the center does not actually look back at the quarterback. They do this all on field. It's a wonder that they don't have more misfires than they do, but good hands by Peace that time, and he couldn't find anything to do, so he gets down. That's the smart thing to do.
Talked about Raymond Berry playing high school ball for his dad. So did Brent Peace. His father was his high school football coach in Mountain Home, Idaho. Peace going deep, and there's no one there. Miscommunication as the receiver, Leonard Harris, was coming underneath.
Well, if we watch Peace, we'll determine who made the mistake here. I think that Leonard Harris ran the wrong pattern. He was expecting Harris to go to the corner pattern, and Harris came underneath, and they're talking about it right now.
So that'll bring up 4th down. It'll be 4th and 16 as Harris and Peace try to get things straightened out. There's a quarterback coach, June Jones, who's an outstanding quarterback at the University of Hawaii, Portland State, and in the USFL and World Football League. Linney signaling for a fair catch, and it's out of bounds near the 39. So the Patriots will begin this drive near the 40. They lead 14-7, all the scoring in the first quarter. Flutie on a touchdown pass to Larry Linney. Michael LeBlanc scored on a touchdown run. And Doug Flutie has had an outstanding first half. Raymond Berry had seen Flutie play when Doug was at Boston College, and he said he just does things that you can't coach. If he'll make an incredible play every game, something you just, it's an instinct you have or you don't. It's nothing you can teach. First down at the 39. The pitch is to Michael LeBlanc. And he's to the 41. I think you and I have a little difference of opinion. I think you feel that the Patriots basically signed Flutie for this game. And in talking to Raymond Berry, he feels Flutie can be a starting quarterback in this league. And of course, he's got Tony East, an outstanding young quarterback, Steve Grogan, a proven veteran, and Tom Ramsey ahead of him. Berry has said he'll carry 4 quarterbacks when this whole situation settles down. But how does Flutie fit in?
I think he's out of the frying pan into the fire. I don't see the situation being any better for him here than it was in Chicago. I don't see how Doug Flutie can play quarterback for the New England Patriots as long as Tony Eason and Steve Grogan are here. They are outstanding. They've been very successful with those two.
Flutie's pass is complete again to Larry Linney. And Linney out of bounds at the 48-yard line, chased out by Tony Newsome. But does it make sense to acquire a quarterback for one game?
Yes, that's just how important this game is. The New England Patriots can come out of here if they win 3-2 and in great shape for the remainder of the season with only 10 games remaining. If they were to lose this ball game, and certainly I believe if Doug Flutie were not on this roster and they had to go with the other quarterbacks, Bobby Blyer, they wouldn't have the opportunity to win this game. They would come back 2-3, and that's not where they want it to be.
First down at the 48, New England leading 14-7 with 5:47 remaining in the second quarter. And the pitch is to Michael LeBlanc. And the cutback. Good effort by LeBlanc. A tough 2 or 3 yard pickup as Bob Otto made the stop for the Oilers. LeBlanc, his 3rd tour of duty with the Patriots. He was in their camp in '84 and again in '86. You see Todd Whitten, a 3rd-string quarterback, signaling in the plays while Bob Blyer, who started the last 2 games, looks on.
Blyer and Whitten, whom you see standing right there, are young, inexperienced, no previous exposure to National Football League type competition, and they just weren't throwing the football. In Flutie, they have a guy who has confidence, who has been there before, and can pass.
They rushed 55 times last week against Buffalo, but they're throwing this afternoon. Flutie stepping up, pass is deflected, and it's incomplete. He tried to hit Bruce Hansen. You know, in talking to Raymond Berry, now Berry was a 20th round draft pick of the Colts. They said he was too slow to play pro football. He ran a 4.8 40, get wound up as the leading receiver in the NFL when he left the game. But I'm wondering, maybe he senses something in Doug Flutie that the other so-called experts don't. He referred to Eddie LeBaron and his success. Maybe he sees something in Flutie that he saw in himself years ago.
Well, from my own personal experience, I can tell you Raymond Berry has always been a man who's been for the underdog. He's a fair man, and I think he's willing to do whatever it takes to ensure the New England Patriots win.
Patriots have converted 3 of 5 third-down conversions. Flutie making a tough throw, and it's broken up by Charles Clinton, 24. As Flutie again tried to hit Larry Linney. Fine play by Clinton in his first year out of San Jose State.
I'll tell you what's happening now. The Oilers are getting more pressure on Flutie. They're pushing the pass pocket back, and the people downfield are covering those receivers better. Therefore, it's not as easy now. You see them jumping up and down. Well, they're doing that all up and down the line of scrimmage. They're causing some distractions, and basically, the coverage people are doing a better job on Flutie's receivers downfield.
Alan Herline is in to kick. He's averaged 32.6 yards per kick this year. Rockets this one high in the air at the Astrodome. And Joey Walters signals for a fair catch. Good coverage by New England. The ball is downed inside the 5. Good kick by Herline. Ricky Atkinson downing it on the special teams for New England. Here at the Astrodome, the Patriots have a 14-7 lead with 4:40 remaining in the first half. Elsewhere, the Dolphins leading the Jets 10-7 in the second quarter. The Bears ahead of New Orleans 17-3, and Cleveland beating Cincinnati 17-0. Seattle behind. Big first half by Steve Largent leading Detroit. The Rams shutting out Atlanta. On first down, Andrew Jackson gets the call and gets nothing. Brought down by Andre Tippett and Jerry McCabe. Both teams won last week. Houston beat Cleveland 15-10. The Patriots beat Buffalo 14-7. This is the first time these two teams have faced each other since 1982.
Peace is calling an audible at the line of scrimmage. He probably will throw this ball.
He's going deep downfield, and he overthrows Leonard Harris. You mentioned him calling an audible. Jerry Glanville said he's one of the best he's ever seen at audibleizing.
If you're looking for a one-on-one situation as a quarterback, the area of the field which you're insured of getting it is probably in your own end or in your opponent's own end. And that time, Peace recognized that he had one-on-one coverage with the cornerbacks, and therefore he goes deep.
Patriots go with 6 defensive backs in a 3rd and 9 situation now.
Very effortless motion of throwing, and throws the ball a long way very easily.
A strong arm. Passed for over 3,000 yards his senior year at Montana and threw for 30 touchdowns. All alone. He's got it again. Downfield. The pass is complete to Joey Walters.
No one's touched him.
And Walters is finally wrestled down. That gets him out of the hole, a first down at about the 45.
You know, that was a rookie mistake by some of the members of the Patriots secondary. This is not college. Once a professional receiver hits the ground, you must touch him or he can get up and run. Peace picks out the open receiver beautifully. There it is now. You've got to get on the receiver or he can get up and run, and Darrell Holmes just watched him. Fortunately, Raymond Claiborne, the veteran, was there and tagged the runner down.
A 49-yard throw to Joey Walters, who had 98 receptions for the Washington Federals in the USFL in 1984. Also played up in Canada. And now the Oilers will take a timeout with 3:08 left in the first half.
Defensively, it's very deflating to have a team backed up inside their own 5-yard line, and you let them get out with a big pass play like that. You almost never recover from something like that.
The Oilers are very high on Brent Peace. In fact, Jerry Glanville has indicated he'll keep him when the regular players are back, and they are back now. Warren Moon, as you mentioned, is the regular quarterback, and they've got a rookie backing him up right now. But they really like Peace. In fact, they wanted to draft him. June Jones had heard about him from an old friend of his who was an assistant coach at Portland State. He called him and said, look, you better take a look at this kid. And June said no one had really scouted him much because most scouts go into Montana in September when the weather is good. They don't like to go back in later in the year when there's a lot of snow and it's cold. So he said a lot of people didn't know about him because in September he was still adjusting to a new offense. He had been a wishbone quarterback the year before. So he said they really didn't know about him. And he came into his own late in the season. They brought him in. They worked him out. They were all set to draft him, but Minnesota beat them to it. They drafted him on the 11th round.
If you want to test the nerve of a young quarterback, just have a quarterback stand in his own end zone like that and have to look down the field and have that poise and that composure before throwing the ball. And he had the patience to do that just then. That was a broken coverage, though.
He's completed 5 of 11 passes for 109 yards. It's first down at the 44. 6 defensive backs. He's scrambling away from Andre Tippett, throws on the run downfield and almost completed it to Oliver Williams. But he showed his athletic ability there, first eluding Tippett, a very quick linebacker, and throwing an outstanding pass on the run to Williams.
That was a beautiful football play. It was a fake and a half roll by the quarterback, and they had 2 receivers, one receiver intermediately who was open, and of course Oliver Williams, who was running down the sideline, was free, but Peace just threw that ball. You see the fake right there. Tippett was fooled completely. Now there's one receiver, Harris, who's breaking open, and Oliver Williams is open for the touchdown, but Peace leads him just a little bit too much.
Julius Adams, number 85, is in the game now for New England. 2nd and 10 at the 44. Handoff to Jackson. Jackson for about 3 yards as Andre Tippett makes the tackle.
We're talking about the 39-year-old Julius Adams, who just reported one thing he hasn't lost is quickness. He was in the backfield on the ball carrier just as he was getting the ball.
And I think we got the impression in talking to the Patriots that they were looking at Adams not only for this week in this particular game, but maybe for the rest of the season.
That's what surprised me, that they're planning to keep Julius.
There he is in his 16th year out of Texas Southern. 3rd and 10 at the 44. Peace chased by Perry Williams and completes it to Leonard Harris. Wrestled down by Ron Shagog, 42.
Now, we've been talking about Doug Flutie. This fella here is very impressive. He has big leg size, a big leg arm, and he has escapability.
Well, it's 4th and 1 now, and the Oiler fans are encouraging Jerry Glanville to go for it.
You see how quick he was right there? And he threw off balance, threw it deep, and still got enough on the ball so that Leonard Harris makes the catch and is close enough to measure for a first down.
And they are just inches short of a first down. It's really less than a yard. Getting back to that story about June Jones, in essence, discovering Peace, Jones said he examined the statistics closely and he found that Peace threw 13 interceptions in his first 3 games, which probably turned off a lot of other scouts. But he said he noticed that after digesting the offense and learning how to employ it, that in his next 8 games, he threw only 4 interceptions and over 300 attempts. And I guess only a former quarterback could glean something like that from the stats. That's one of the reasons they really like this kid. 4th and 1. Down.
Well, I think the rest of the offensive line did not know what the snap count was. A lot of times, let me tell you what happens here.
It works, whatever
Many
happens.
times there's a secret or silent cadence between just the center and the quarterback. He'll tap him on the leg or something like that, and he'll snap the ball, and you catch everybody off guard, even your own players. And it usually works for enough yardage to pick up a first down.
So Peace gets the first down, and now we'll get the Mel Proctor with Reggie Rucker back at the Astrodome in Houston, where the New England Patriots lead the Oilers 14-7. A quarterback sneak by Brent Peace, giving the Oilers a first down. 1st and 10 at the 34. Peace from the shotgun on first down. And it's incomplete as he tried to hit Haywood Jeffries. Raymond Claiborne defending on the play.
Jeffries, the #1 draft choice out of North Carolina State. 6'3", about 200 pounds. The Oilers felt that they needed a big wide receiver. In Drew Hill and Ernest Givens, they have 2 outstanding speed receivers, and they felt they needed a bigger player to catch the ball inside. And, of course, Jeffries that time dropped the ball coming over the middle.
Oilers scouts rated him as a top wide receiver in the draft. He runs a 4.40. They snap it to Jackson. So a trick play, and Jackson takes it to the 30. They didn't get much, about 4 yards, and Julius Adams makes his first tackle of the day.
If you watch the Oilers offensively, there's a look at Julius, number 85. You take a look at the Oilers offensively, you're going to find they have 4 wide receivers in the ball game. They're spreading the receivers out across the field, and what they're doing when they do that is they're looking for a one-on-one situation. And it's Peace's responsibility to pick that up as quickly as possible and then get the football to that man.
Jeffries is wide to the left. Williams is wide to the right. Play action fake. Peace in trouble and unloads it. He had Andre Tippett all over him.
Somebody ought to tell Brent Peace that that is an all-pro linebacker, number 56. You're not going to fool him with the same play twice. They came back and they utilized that same concept that they fooled Tippett on the first time, but this time Tippett says, no dice. I'm not going for it. Watch, left side of the screen here. Fake right there and keeps the ball. Tippett, a little bit more cautious coming in that time, but with his quickness and his experience, recognizes the play and forces the quick pass.
Tony Zendejas will attempt a 48-yard field goal. Oiler kickers have converted the last 18 field goal attempts, and this one is blocked and the string comes to an end. It was blocked by Andre Tippett.
That's Claiborne. He may go all the way.
Claiborne. One man to beat, and he gets by Lee Johnson for a touchdown. So Tippett blocked it. Claiborne runs it in as the two veterans combine on a touchdown.
I have seen Raymond Claiborne win many ball games throughout the course of his career, picking up fumbles, intercepting balls. Andre Tippett right there. I don't know who got their hands on the ball, but apparently it was Andre Tippett who made the block. And let's watch it again. Right in the center, there it is, right side of your screen, right in the center. Look at the leaping Andre Tippett. Get up in the air. He knows he's blocked it. But the thing that I'm surprised about is the Oilers all stood around and watched that thing for about 2 or 3 seconds while Claiborne got to the ball and was running before the Oilers could recover.
71-yard return by Raymond Claiborne following a blocked field goal by Andre Tippett. And Tony Franklin's conversion is good. So it's now 21-7 New England.
And I think I recall earlier in the week when Tippett came across the picket line, Raymond Berry said, number 56 can make a difference in the ball game. And he has actually dominated his side of the field defensively, and he's making big plays in the kicking game. And that was a very crucial play made by Andre Tippett. Tippett and Claiborne, two All-Pros.
I think you obviously see the difference. We heard about Steve Largent in the big first half or first quarter he had for Seattle today. You see the veterans, Claiborne and Tippett, two Pro Bowlers. You're really seeing the difference in talent between the stars, the superstars like these guys, and some of these replacement players.
It's a world-class level of athleticism, and that's what these players have. Tippett, Claiborne, and players of that ilk, Largent and so forth, and the other players that you see, the replacement players, just do not have that kind of athletic ability.
There's Tony Collins, the injured running back, expressing his appreciation to Claiborne for the 71-yard touchdown run.
Look at the center of the screen. Give credit there. It looks like Dino Mangiero, who really knocks the center, Billy Kidd, from out of the line of the block, and then Tippett gets right in that vacated area. That is an extremely well-executed defensive kick block play.
And as we mentioned, it marked the end of the Oilers' string. Zendejas had kicked 12 successful field goals, and his replacement, John Dietrich, had made all 6 he'd attempted over the last 2 games, so that streak ends at 18.
Claiborne must be out of shape, because look at...
It's easy for you to say.
Look at Lee Johnson. He almost catches Raymond Claiborne.
And he's only got 1 shoe on. How can you expect him to catch it? Tippett and Claiborne. And there's Dino Mangiero, who left a job as a broker on Wall Street. He left at a good time, didn't he, with the market going down the way it has this week? He checked out just in time. Herman Hunter brings it back for the Oilers to the 22.
He's going back there next week, though.
Dino timed his vacation very well. The market dropped, what, 100 and some points yesterday?
Wow.
Well, Dino's not here. I'm sorry, he can't handle your stock. He's out playing football.
You take a look at his legs. I mean, he has the biggest legs I've ever. Look at those things.
Those are tree trunks.
You want to know why he knocked Billy Kidd, the Houston center, back into the kicker? Take a look at that platform.
He must have had a special desk made in his office on Wall Street. Put his feet on the desk. It'd be over. Brent Peace with time. And it's incomplete. No one in the area. Terry Williams defending for New England. It's 21-7, Patriots. 46 seconds left in the half.
The stats aren't that impressive. 6 of 16 means he's missed a lot of passes, but I'm very impressed with the way Brent Peace handles himself. He throws the ball very well, and I think his work is cut out for him now because he's 2 touchdowns down, and he's going to have to throw the ball all evening, and Patriots have some people that can put some pressure on him.
4 wide receivers in the game for the Oilers as Peace operates in the shotgun. And they deep foul over Williams. And Williams is stopped at the 37. Ron Shigog made the tackle. The Oilers have 2 timeouts remaining, but they're in a hurry-up offense right now. Underneath the waiting position, they're getting out of bounds to stop the clock with 14 seconds left.
I think the most that Brent Peace and Jerry Glanville can hope for here is maybe a 3-point opportunity. And in order to do that, you're going to have to throw the ball in the middle of the field because I think that is where the Patriots are willing to give up some yardage. And they need about 20 more yards in order to make that an effective kick.
Tony Zendejas, the kicker, looking on.
Here it is.
Peace on the open is dropped by Haywood Jeffries. 10 seconds left.
As I said, the Patriots are willing to let them catch the ball in the middle of the field because they want time to run out. Jeffries has dropped a couple of passes now, and there's no excuse for that. I think if you're the #1 draft choice and you want to play wide receiver, the one thing you have to do is catch the ball. You can be 4 flat, and it doesn't do you any good if you can't catch it.
And now the Oilers will take a timeout, so they have 1 remaining. As Peace goes over to the sidelines to confer with Jerry Glanville and June Jones. We've got a timeout with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Brent Peace pass downfield is incomplete as he tried to hit Haywood Jeffries, trying to get the Oilers into position for a field goal attempt by Tony Franklin, and now it'll be 4th and 2. Darrell Holmes defending on the play. 4 seconds left.
The only play that makes any sense at this point in time is to throw the ball into the end zone. Now, the ball is at approximately 55 yards away from the goal. You're going to get 3 receivers on one side, and Peace is going to literally have to throw the ball about 65 yards. Let's see if he can do it.
Peace cranks it up. A rainbow toss and a crowd downfield, and it's intercepted by Darrell Holmes. And Holmes laterals to one of his teammates. Ron Shigog was brought down as the first half comes to an end. So Doug Flutie, certainly impressive in the first half of the Patriots, throwing a touchdown pass to Larry Linney. Michael LeBlanc ran for 1 touchdown, and Andre Tippett blocked a field goal attempt. Raymond Claiborne ran it in for a touchdown. It's 21-7 New England at the half. And let's go now to Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad and company, in our studios in New York.
And we welcome those of you who have been watching the games involving Cleveland and Cincinnati and New England and Houston. Bob Costas along with Ahmad Rashad and Paul McGuire. Let's get you updated on what's happening. Miami took a 10-0 lead over the Jets at the Meadowlands, but the Jets come back to go in front 17-10 with Pat Ryan, veteran quarterback, throwing 2 touchdown passes in the second quarter. New England and Houston to the half, and a 21-7 lead for the Patriots at the Astrodome. Houston 3-1, New England 2-2 overall. Here's Doug Flutie making his Patriot debut, and he'll make his presence felt in the first quarter as he throws deep for Larry Linney, the Texas El Paso product. He was a quarterback for a while in college. He makes a leaping catch here. Terrific touchdown play. Covers 27 yards. Now we'll see Flutie hooking up with Linney again. This is late in the first quarter, and this one will cover 30 yards and set up an eventual 3-yard scoring run by Michael LeBlanc. And they led 14-7 at that point. A curious perspective displayed here by one of the fans. He thinks fake football is better than the real thing. Not from Houston's perspective on this play, as their field goal attempt is blocked by Andre Tippett, picked up by Raymond Claiborne, and he goes better than 70 yards for a touchdown. The Patriots lead 21-7 halftime at the Astrodome. The Bears are 4-0 2-0 with their strike team. It has now gone to the half at Soldier Field, 17-10 for Mike Ditka's boys. Cleveland leads Cincinnati.
The New England Patriots lead the Houston Oilers 21-7 at halftime. Mel Proctor along with Reggie Rucker back here at the Astrodome. And certainly, Reg, we've seen the presence of the veterans by New England. Doug Flutie, Andre Tippett, Raymond Claiborne all contributing to the scoring in the first half.
I think the veteran New England players are in positions where they can have an immediate impact on the game. For example, Doug Flutie. Raymond Berry hadn't been getting the kind of passing that Flutie is providing today, the leadership and just the charisma that Flutie provides when he steps on the football field. And in Andre Tippett, well, what can you say? Here's an all-pro player playing against players who couldn't make other football teams. There's no way you can expect these players to be able to handle a player of the caliber of Andre Tippett.
It appeared to me that maybe the Oilers were a little surprised when Flutie came out and threw on his first 3 downs.
I think they thought that New England would run the football. New England had been running the football very well, and of course with Guy Morris and Sean Farrell and Ron Wooten and those people up front, you would think that they would run the football, but Flutie actually caught them off guard to begin with. I think he threw the ball 7 of 8 times that he had the football, and I think that it wasn't until maybe the second or third series that the Oilers began to play better defense.
Well, Flutie's had a good first half. Brent Peace of the Oilers is only 6 for 20, but we've seen the talent that the Oilers have been raving about. He's a big, strong kid with a good arm and a lot of mobility.
And I think when this thing is over with, if it ever is, emotionally anyway, I think that Brent Peace will have an opportunity to play for the Houston Oilers big club.
Is it true that you were really a defensive back when you came into the NFL?
Yeah, I don't know why they ever had me at defensive back when I went to the Dallas Cowboys as a rookie, but apparently they thought that if I was going to make it in pro football, I would be a defensive back.
Well, we've got a little surprise for you. We've got some ancient footage that we found in our archives. So if you'll take a look at the monitor, here's Reggie Jackson, Reggie Rucker wearing a cowboy uniform.
Notice the great moves. Look at the stride and watch it as the vision as he looks for the running room, gets into the end zone. Of course, touchdown. Is this really, where did you get this stuff from? Look at the shoes, the spatted up shoes and so forth.
I think these were outtakes from an old cowboy highlight film.
This must be Jeff Hines' work.
You know, Jeff is our producer, and Jeff and I tried to double cover Reggie yesterday out here at the Astrodome. We didn't have any luck.
Well, you guys never could run 4.4.
No.
I mean, you have a problem with that.
Couldn't run 6.4. But I could tell it in your eyes. You were excited. You burned us badly, and you were thought that maybe you could make a comeback.
Well, I tell you what, for 25, well, as a matter of fact, I talked with Patrick Sullivan as the Patriots were working out yesterday. I said, Patrick, if you're willing to pay me $20,000 or $25,000, you can sign me as a free agent right here and now, and I'll make history. I'll come down out of the booth and play in an NFL game.
Well, we didn't want you to have to take a pay cut, so...
No, you didn't want to have to do the game alone.
You're right about that, too.
Okay.
The Patriots coming back onto the field. We saw the crowd. A crowd of around 35 to 40,000 was expected this afternoon, which would be a larger crowd than the last regular game that the real Oilers played here. First half statistics. Patriots at 162 yards passing as Doug Flutie was 10 for 17. Brent Peace officially 8 for 21.
Well, Doug Flutie and the Patriots have had a tremendous amount of success on first down. I think they're averaging about 4 yards a carry on rushing, and they're averaging about 7 yards passing the football. So they're having excellent success with their play calls on first down, and that's very important because it gives a quarterback a lot of options in play calling during a drive.
You know, there are a lot of interesting stories involved with these replacement games, and one of them relating to the Oilers. They had to have a player named Sam Moore, a backup wide receiver, and the PR department had called his college, Sam Houston State, trying to get some information on him, and they were told that Sam Moore had passed away, that he was dead. And Jerry Glanville said, yes, I've seen him run his pass routes, and he is dead. But he was not activated for today's game, but Doug Flutie certainly is, and his first game as a New England Patriot, having an outstanding first half. I guess the jury is still out. Can he or can he not play in the NFL?
He looked very good the first 2 or 3 times New England had the ball because the offensive line did an exceptional job of keeping the defensive pressure away from him, and he had enough cushion to see and throw the football. Now, in the second quarter, the Oilers began to get more pressure into the backfield, more penetration. They got hands up, and then Doug Flutie wasn't as successful, but he has been very effective overall in the first half.
Well, let's flash back to 1984 when Doug Flutie was quarterbacking Boston College and won the Heisman Trophy. This was against Miami in 1984. Again, showing his scrambling ability and a desperation pass to Gerald Phelan, who was drafted by the Patriots but never played for them. And they shocked Miami. He had so many of those great moments at Boston College.
While you're looking at Doug Flutie, Brent Peace on the other side hasn't had as much success because first down has not been very beneficial to the Houston team. And I think that first down is so important, and we may get a chance to take a look at what the Houston Oilers have done on first down. It has really affected their play calling.
Brent Peace, who passed for 3,056 yards his senior year with 30 touchdowns at Montana.
Okay, now here it is. The Patriots on first down rushing are averaging 4.0. That's outstanding. We call that winning football. If you do that, you're going to win. The Oilers, on the other hand, 2.2 yards per carry on first down. That means you have to throw. The defenses know you have to throw, and they can bring their specialist defense pass coverages in and then make it very tough for you.
Another quick story while we have a moment. John Dietrich was the replacement kicker before Zendejas returned for the Oilers, and he came out on the field the first day of practice, and Jerry Glanville was standing around, the Oilers head coach, and Dietrich said to him, "Who are you? Are you one of the assistant coaches?" And Glanville said, "Well, yeah, I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, help with the special teams and so forth." And so Dietrich said, "Well, you know, if you're assistant coach and you're helping out, would you mind going over and getting me those balls so I could practice kicking?" And Glanville, without identifying himself, went over and got Dietrich the footballs. Dietrich did a great job.
He's
he was
quite a
6
refreshing
for 6 in field goal attempts, and now Zendejas has taken over.
Quite a refreshing man to talk to, Jerry Glanville, and he also acknowledges that he's been put in a very difficult situation. It's a no-win situation for coaches throughout the National Football League, trying to appease one group, the replacement players, and then placate the striking players and stay on their good side. I don't envy these people.
Glanville had a couple of players in camp as we look at Zendejas loosening up. He had a couple of players in who had been working on death row, the Texas Department of Corrections, and Glanville said that the thing they liked best about playing football was that they could say, "See you fellas, we'll see you tomorrow," when they left practice field each night, and they could mean it and know the guys would be back the next day, which wasn't the case in their old occupations.
Yes.
So we're ready to go with the second half as Tony Franklin will kick off for New England. This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. It's 21-7, New England. Franklin, the barefoot kicker from Texas A&M. Herman Hunter is back deep for the Oilers. He'll take it at the 5. 25 and knocked down at the 28-yard line. Hunter played running back last week when Andrew Jackson was hurt and rushed for 101 yards against Cleveland. Tackle made by Joe Peterson, and the Oilers will begin this drive at the 29-yard line.
I want to see what the strategy will be for the Oilers in the second half, because they haven't run the football effectively on first down. We've shown you that. I wonder if now they won't go to the passing attack on first down to help loosen up those linebackers and those cornerbacks, get them out of the running lanes.
Haywood Jeffries and Keith McDonald are the wide receivers as Jackson gets the call on first down. He is to the 34-yard line where Jerry McCabe brings him down.
Sometimes I think head coaches in the National Football League stick with game plans a little too long. If you know you're not doing well on first down, if you know you're not running the ball well on first down, then let's try something else. Don't stick with it until it's too late.
Gain of 4 on first down. Jackson and Ricky Moore in the backfield. Brent Pace swings it out to the fullback Moore, and he's driven out of bounds by Jerry McCabe. Moore, a 2-year veteran from Alabama, primarily used as a blocker in the Oilers' attack.
That's one way to help yourself out as a quarterback. Start throwing the ball to your backs a little more. They're crowding your wide receivers downfield, and the linebackers are hanging around the line of scrimmage. Do this. Get that fullback, get that halfback out into the flat, and throw him the football out there and let him use his running ability out there where there aren't a lot of people.
First down at the 40-yard line from the I formation. It's Andrew Jackson. The Oilers normally work out at a practice facility, not at the Astrodome, but yesterday they worked out here at the Dome because a lot of these players had never been inside this building before. Their 2 replacement games prior to this had been on the road.
And this is a place you really want to practice if you've never played here before, because the ball gets on you very quickly. It isn't very well lighted. It's one of those domes that I never really liked playing in because I didn't see the ball until it was right on me.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Peace to Jackson. Jackson is hammered out of bounds at the 42 by Darrell Holmes, number 41 of New England. Jackson, a Los Angeles kid from Manual Arts High School in Los Angeles, began his career at USC and then went to junior college, El Camino JC, for a year before moving on to Iowa State.
The Patriots are a quick defensive team. They always have been, and they probably always will be. They have such great athletes, and this is pursuit, recovering, and that play looked like it was going to be very effective when it began. They held it to just a 2-yard gain.
Patriots go with 6 defensive backs on 3rd and 8. Jackson needs 8 yards, and he's very close to a first down. Ron Shigog, 42, and Steve Wilburn, number 99, make the tackle for the Patriots. First down. Key to the Oilers' success last week against Cleveland, Reggie, was ball control. They held the ball for over 40 minutes against the Browns, and they've got to establish a ground game, and they're doing it in the second half.
Well, the key to a play like this, obvious passing situation, is running the football and then getting good blocking. You catch the defense really in a pass defense, and you run the football, and it's just enough to pick up the first down.
First down at midfield. Peace to Jackson, and it's incomplete. Rogers-Alexander applying a lot of pressure. We gave Alexander a ride to the ballpark today. I hope that doesn't cost him a fine. He apparently he missed the bus, but I think the bus left too early. It was a 9:30 bus from the hotel, and he showed up at 9:26. My clock read officially, the official watch, at 9:26. We gave him a lift to the park.
Found out one thing, that he has something in common with both you and me, from Washington, D.C.
Went to DeMatha High School, the famed school in Washington, D.C., known primarily for basketball. Jackson ripping off a big gainer. In fact, Alexander said DeMatha's had some quality football players, but they go unnoticed because of the basketball program. It's produced players like Adrian Danley and Kenny Carr. But he said it's a little bit like Moeller High in Cincinnati, being known for its basketball. Of course, Moeller is the school that's produced so many guys who played at Notre Dame and in the NFL, and Jerry Faust was the coach there. 3rd down 3. At the 43-yard line, 11:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. New England leading 21-7. Joey Walters in motion. Peace on the handoff to Jackson. He's got a first down. Jackson with a 32, where Jerry McCabe brings him down.
The Oilers' entire offensive philosophy has changed now. In the first half, they were trying to run the football on 1st and 2nd and throw on 3rd. Now they're throwing the ball on 1st and 2nd, and they're running on 3rd down. And it has worked to the Oilers' advantage as Andrew Jackson, who's very quick and very fast, is picking some holes in there and getting that necessary yardage to pick up those first downs. Keeps the drives going.
And of course, that brings up one of the problems that coaches face in preparing for these games. They have no real scouting reports and no tendencies on the part of the opposition as they normally would. So a lot of surprises in these replacement games. This time it's Eric Coble, his first carry of the day, the 205-pounder from Southwest Texas State. Andre Tippett makes the tackle for New England. Tippett, who blocked a field goal attempt in the first half. The Jets lead the Dolphins 17-10 as they try to break up a 4-way logjam in the AFC East. The Bears leading by a touchdown. Cleveland mauling the Bengals. Seattle winning big with Steve Largent having a great first half. 3 touchdown receptions in the first half. Rams leading Atlanta 17-0. And Peace unloads. Fine throw. It's complete. Jerry McCabe on the stop, but an outstanding catch by Keith McDonald, who was with the Cowboys in their camp in '85 and with the Patriots last year.
Now, see, I think that Peace ought to come back on 1st down and pass the football. I think it's very important that you throw on 1st down, particularly when you haven't been running the football very well, because you're going to get those linebackers and those cornerbacks to loosen up some.
First down at the 20-yard line. Peace throwing the high percentage passes in the second half and relying on a strong ground attack with Jackson doing the bulk of the carrying, and he gets the call again. for about 3 yards. Ron Shagog on the stop.
Once again, that play looked good developing, but New England's quickness and their pursuit of the play shut it down without much of a gain. There it is again, Jackson moving to the left side. Now watch all the white hats come in a hurry. You're going to see 4 or 5 people right around the ball carrier and no blue shirts.
Ron Shagog, in his first year out of Austin Peay, was with the Patriots in their camp this year and was cut. On 2nd and 8. Peace passes incomplete as he tried to hit Keith McDonald in double coverage. He's not afraid to throw that ball into a crowd, is he?
But he did one thing wrong, and that's he picked out his receiver from the very beginning. From the line of scrimmage, he was looking at Harris, and he never looked the free safety away. And you're going to see Darrell Holmes come in reacting on the look of the quarterback. That's Keith McDonald here. Now, Peace is looking at him all the way, watching the left side of the screen. See, that is the free safety, and he's watching the quarterback's eyes, and had that ball been down, he would have intercepted it.
Darrell Holmes, 41, in coverage along with Shagog, 42. Andrew Jackson, they needed 8 yards for a first down. Murray Wichard on the stop, number 90. There's Andrew Tippett, one of the Oilers getting into it. Here comes Zendejas, who had a field goal blocked in the first down.
Let's watch right in the middle of the screen once again. Dino Mangiero, number 96, is going to do a number on number 52, Billy Kidd. Now, if Mangiero is able to move Kidd back, you're going to see Tippett or one of the other linebackers come right behind him and get a chance to block this thing.
A 34-yard attempt by Tony Zendejas, a low kick, and it's no good. So Zendejas, who had connected 12 straight field goals coming into this game, had one blocked in the first half and misses one. And he's got John Dietrich, who's made all 6, looking on from the sidelines.
And once again, they got penetration right in the middle of the screen. They got a lot of hands up, and they distracted Zendejas.
Today's game is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. By the Stanley Works, Stanley helps you do things right. And by Castrol, the motor oil engineered for today's smaller cars. On 1st and 10, the pass is incomplete. It's 21-7, the New England Patriots leading the Houston Oilers with 8:06 remaining in the third quarter.
Doug Flutie has thrown the football a great deal on first down. Let's take a look at that's the total yardage. Giola's 220, the Patriots 232. That can be misleading because the Patriots are up by 14. But Doug Flutie has been throwing that ball a great deal on first down, and will give you some idea of how well they're doing. There it is. First down passing. That is exceptional on first down.
His first 3 plays of the game were passes. Michael LeBlanc in the backfield along with Bruce Hansen. Flutie buying a little time, and it's complete to Willie Scott. Hit by Eugene Seal, who just bounced off. Gain of about 9 yards.
The big difference in this game has been at quarterback. I think Flutie has made the difference, obviously, but the offensive lines have a great deal to do with that, because the Patriots offensive line has given Flutie the opportunity to do what he does best, and that's throw the football. Meanwhile, the Oilers offensive line has had a lot of pressure by Tippett and Adams and some of those people of veteran experience, and Peace has just not had the kind of time in the pocket to throw the football.
2 tight ends in the game, Scott and Frame on 3rd and 1. Michael LeBlanc over the top, and the second effort appears to give him the first down. Hit by Domingo Bryan and Tony Newsom. Following this game, the second half of today's doubleheader continues as the Chargers travel north to Los Angeles and battle the Raiders, and others will see the Broncos and the Chiefs, all coming up next on NBC Sports.
This is, again, first down. Has been the opportunity for Doug Flutie to either fake the run and throw the pass, or just come out, straight drop back and throw the ball deep.
Larry Linney, number 80, has been Flutie's favorite target this afternoon. He caught a touchdown pass in the first quarter. Flutie underneath to the tight end, Willie Scott. Eugene Seal and Thad Jefferson, the 2 inside linebackers, combined on the tackle. Seal is your basic bowling ball. He's 5'10", 250.
Number 51.
Look at the thighs on him.
He packs a wallop when he hits ball carriers, though. You know you've been hit when Eugene Seal lays the helmet on you.
There's no pressure on us anymore. It's important to us to win and finish 3-0, but now that we know what's happening, we're relaxed and in good spirits, says Eugene Seal, who was the AFC's Defensive Player of the Week 2 weeks ago when he returned an interception 73 yards for a touchdown against Denver. LeBlanc. Penalty marker down. Why do I feel that every time LeBlanc carries the ball, I feel like I'm broadcasting a Canadian Football League game? Speaking of that, there is a network of French stations broadcasting the Patriots games. Bob Frederick is our referee.
Offensive holding, number 68. The down will be repeated. It will be second down.
Thank you, Bob. Greg Robinson, the right tackle, guilty of holding. There's Robinson, a 275-pounder out of Sacramento State. He was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. You know how he worked himself through college? He worked for a law firm serving subpoenas. Who could turn him down at 6'5", 275? It's a tough way to make a buck, though, isn't it? Second down, 17 at the 25. New England leading 21-7. Flutie going deep, but the receiver got hung up. No penalty marker down as Emmanuel Thompson tied up Dennis Gadbois, who was the intended receiver but couldn't get loose.
Was watching Gadbois that time, and he apparently had an option pattern route in which he could either go inside or outside, and I don't think that Gadbois and Flutie have had enough time together to be that much in sync with each other if they're running option patterns.
Third down at 17. 5:57 remaining in the third quarter. Flutie in trouble, eludes one tackler. He's a magician. And they'll still be short of the first down. They're going to lack about 4 yards. Charles Martin was the first man to hit Flutie, and Doug bounced off and managed to pick up sizable yardage on the play.
Here's Flutie now. He's looking out here on the right to Clay Pickering, and Pickering is covered very well. Charles Martin has a hand on Flutie, and the little guy is strong. He gets away from the hand, the grab of Martin, and almost picks up enough for the first down.
And into punt is Alan Herline. Joey Walters is back deep for the Oilers. Good kick by Herline. A fair catch signal for Walters, and he'll take it at the 13-yard line. So with 5 minutes and 1 second remaining in the third quarter at the Astrodome in Houston, the Patriots lead 21-7.
Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Jets battle the Redskins.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
Mel Proctor with Reggie Rucker back in Houston. Elsewhere in the NFL, the Jets and Dolphins are tied 17-all in the third quarter. Those teams tied for first place in the AFC East. The Bears leading New Orleans. Steve Largent having a big day as Seattle is beating the Lions by 30. On first down, Brent Pease hands to Herman Hunter. I believe that's his first carry of the day. Last week against Cleveland, he carried 28 times for 101 yards. Been primarily a kick returner in his first 2 years with the Eagles and Lions, and said he never had a chance to carry the football before.
You can tell Brent Pease is extremely concerned about Andre Tippett. They're doing everything that they can to buy time, to give them an opportunity not to be playing into the hands of Andre Tippett.
Handoff is to Herman Hunter, and he's got a first down near the 30. Hunter at his third year out of Tennessee State, brought down by Rogers Alexander, another Penn State linebacker.
While I don't think it's time to panic yet if you are the Houston Oilers, I do believe that they're going to have to find a way to throw this ball better than they've been doing. And I think in doing so, and I keep saying it, they're going to have to find a way to neutralize Tippett at the line of scrimmage so Peace can get his drop back and throw the ball with rhythm and pick out a receiver downfield.
The last drive was very important to the Oilers. They drove downfield using the run, and Zendejas missed a 34-yard field goal. Here's Hunter again. Hunter to the 33-yard line where Rogers Alexander makes a stop. There's Alexander, number 91, who was in the Jets camp last year, and again this season was the last cut. 3:24 remaining in the third quarter. Patriots leading 21-7.
You have to wonder about the kind of goodwill that's going to be evident next week when striking players practice with replacement players.
Piece of the play-action fake. Looking long downfield for Jeffries, who's open, and he can't hold it. He was wide open. That's the second pass he's dropped this afternoon. At least the second. Maybe the third.
I think this is pass drop number 3. Now, this is a number 1 draft choice. He has the great speed, all the athletic tools, but you have to catch the football in this league. Good stride. Look at him. Now watch the acceleration once he starts down the middle of the field. There's no excuse for this. He's gotten Raymond Claiborne beat. Simply drops the football.
Working against the 3-time Pro Bowler Claiborne, and he just dropped it, so it's 3rd and 7. Peace deep again. And it's incomplete. This time trying to hit Keith McDonald, who was double covered, and we got a penalty marker down. It's like holding against the Oilers.
Offensive holding, number 60. Penalty will be refused, and it will be 4th down.
Well, if there's somebody you're going to hold, I think it better be Andre Tippett. He's the one putting on the pressure. Right part of the screen, you see number 60, Gerald Franklin. Andre Tippett knocks Franklin to the ground. Franklin is about 275 pounds. He pulls Tippett down with him. There's Franklin. He's dealing with a lot of football players. Andre Tippett, number 56.
Lee Johnson gets off a good kick. Lenny will take it on the run. Lenny to the 25 where he's down. Tony Newsome making the tackle for the Houston Oilers, and with 2:41 remaining, the Patriots will take over. Raymond Berry coached Patriot teams have never lost in indoor facilities. They are 5-0 indoors, playing in the Astrodome today. See Raymond saying decline the penalty.
Raymond Berry knows one thing, and he mentioned this to us yesterday. He's been blessed with a great deal of talent the last 3 years he's been here.
Ineligible member of the kicking team downfield. Penalty will be refused. 1st down and 10.
And when we were talking to Raymond Berry about replacement players making his football team, he said, look, this team is so strong, our draft choices are having a hard time making this football team.
First down for the New England Patriots in the 25. They lead the Oilers 21-7. Flutie hands to Elgin Davis, the rookie from Central Florida, caught down by Tom Breel. Flutie completed a 27-yard pass to Larry Lenny in the first quarter to give New England the lead, and Brent Peace hit Oliver Williams to tie it on the conversion kick at 7-7. Then Michael LeBlanc's 3-yard run put the Patriots back on top 14-7 still in the first quarter. And then in the second period, Andre Tippett blocked a field goal attempt, and Raymond Claiborne ran it in for a 71-yard return. And it was 21-7 at halftime. That's where we stand in the third quarter. Handoff to Elgin Davis. And Davis gets a couple of yards. Haven't seen much of LeBlanc in the second half. This game is the property of the National Football League, Houston and New England. All rights are reserved. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Houston Oilers and the National Football League is prohibited. Mel Proctor with Reggie Rucker bringing you today's game from the Astrodome, where it's 21-7 New England. Elgin Davis. Gang tackled by the Oilers as Doug Smith, 99, and Jesse Baker, 75, led the way.
That was a series in which the Patriots committed it all to the run. I think they were trying to run some time off the clock, reduce the chance of errors. Take a look at it again. Number 49, Elgin Davis, once again. Not much running room. The Oilers do a good job in here of neutralizing the offensive line and getting penetration and forcing the Patriots to punt this time.
And Alan Herline, who began his collegiate career as a walk-on at Vanderbilt, is into punt. His fourth punt of the day. Had a good day. Joey Walters is deep for the Oilers. Another good high kick, allowing the special teams to get downfield in coverage. Walters, pretty good run back to the 29-yard line. Ricky Atkinson makes the stop. And with 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter, New England leads the Oilers 21-7.
Jerry Glanville's master plan, it isn't working. He's going to have to get some passing downfield to win this ball game.
First and 10 from the 28, and Bren Peace cannot find an open man and throws it out of bounds.
No, we talked about Glanville. He said that if I can win this ball game and win next week's ball game, I'd be 5-1, and I don't think anybody in the AFC Central can catch me. Now,
Pittsburgh beating Indianapolis. The Colts were one of the 4 teams involved in a first-place tie for the AFC East beginning play today. Green Bay leading by a field goal to the Eagles. And here in Houston, it's 21-7 New England. All of the scoring in the first half. 8:18 remaining in the fourth quarter as Doug Flutie hands to Michael LeBlanc, and he's dropped for no gain. LeBlanc, who was playing with Winnipeg in the Canadian Football League, when the Montreal Alouettes folded, Winnipeg picked up a number of players, and LeBlanc was expendable, and they released him. So he came back with the Patriots, where he'd had 2 previous trials.
To Doug Flutie, what you tell your running backs now is protect the football, first of all. Do not run out of bounds. And then get the ball upfield, because you want to run time off the clock now. We've got a 2-touchdown lead. All we need now is possession of the ball.
Second down and 10. LeBlanc and Hansen are the running backs. Pitch to Hansen. And he's out of bounds after picking up only a yard. Tony Newsom heading him off and knocking him out with a little help from veteran Kenny Johnson, the former Atlanta Falcon.
I would think that if you're Bruce Hansen, though, you really want to keep this ball up inside. Now watch the good block by number 27, Michael LeBlanc. Good block right there. Enough, but the running back kept the ball outside. He should have gotten the ball up inside the block.
So it'll be third down and 10 when we return. We've got a break in the action with 7:18 remaining from the Astrodome in Houston. 41-year-old Harold Jackson in uniform today. Normally the Patriots receiving coach. He has not played it down today. But this marks his 18th season as a player in professional football since he's been activated for this game.
I'm sure he probably had mixed emotions about what it would be like if he had to actually go into the ball game. Fortunately for maybe him, he hasn't had to play. The Patriots have been in man.
Third down 10 at the 31-yard line. New England leading 21-7. The pitch is to Michael LeBlanc running behind Hansen. And he gets about a yard as Charles Martin makes the stop for the Oilers. Kenny Johnson also involved in the tackle. Johnson, who played for Jerry Glanville in Atlanta when Glanville was a defensive coordinator there. He's an 8-year veteran out of Mississippi State. And now a timeout is taken by the Houston Oilers. Coming up here on NBC as part of our doubleheader, the Chargers travel north to Los Angeles to meet the Raiders, and others will see the Broncos and the Chiefs, all coming up on NBC Sports. We have 6 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here at the Astrodome, and how would you grade Doug Flutie's overall performance today, keeping in mind that this is his first game with the Patriots?
And when you think that he's only had a few days practice, and I mentioned this earlier in the ball game, that when you're a quarterback and you have another system, the terminology and play calls and numbering systems down pat, then you come to a new club, you have to dissolve yourself of all of that and acquire the new terminology, and that's very difficult. So, you know, with that in mind, and then coming out here and playing in this replacement game with all the pressures inherent in that, I think that Doug Flutie has performed admirably, because the number one thing is to win here.
4th down and 8 for the New England Patriots as Alan Herline is in to kick. Joey Walters awaiting the punt by Herline. No snap, but he just gets it away. Takes an Oiler bounce, and it's down by New England at the 35. Oilers ball. Walters in the middle of that pile. And let's again take a look at what's happening. The Jets have scored and have taken the lead over Miami 24-17. Bears trying to hold off the Saints, who've come back from the 17-0 deficit in that game. Cincinnati being shut out by Cleveland. Steelers leading the Colts. Seattle winning big against Detroit. Tampa Bay by a touchdown over the Vikings.
I have a feeling in that Seattle game that Chuck Knox probably took his regulars out.
Steve Largent had 12 catches for 224 yards and 3 touchdowns at the half for the Seahawks. Brent Peace putting it up, and it's complete to Oliver Williams for a 7-yard pickup to the 41 as Joe Peterson, the left quarterback, number 45, made the stop. Peterson from Nevada Reno, where he played on an unbeaten team his senior year. They were 11-0 and ranked number 1 in the Division I AA poll.
Brent Peace has to get these players in and out of the huddle quickly. He's got to conserve time, throw the football, and remember, he's 2 touchdowns down.
Peace in a crowd. It's tipped and caught by Joey Walters. It's a reception close to a first down. Walters, the little man from Clemson who starred in the Canadian League and in the USFL with the Washington Federals, got an injured Patriot. Looks like Ricky Atkinson is shaken up, cornerback.
This wasn't a wise decision by Peace to throw this football.
Another injured Patriot is Jerry McCabe.
There were a couple of Patriots right around Joey Walters. Now he's trying to throw the football, force it into the receiver, and there are actually 3 Patriots there sandwiched around Walters. Walters keeps the concentration, and just as he's falling to the turf, makes the reception.
Walters, who had 102 receptions in the Canadian League with Saskatchewan, and then in 1984 with Washington of the USFL, he had 98 catches. McCabe is hurt. He's a rookie from Holy Cross. A definite Northeast flavor to this New England team. A lot of players from Boston College, Boston University, Northeastern, Holy Cross.
We're going to be able to tell a great deal about Brent Peace in these next couple of drives, because he's behind. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him, and he's charged with the responsibility of throwing the football down the field when the defense knows you have to throw it. You need to be patient and productive all at the same time. So tell us a lot about this young man, how far he's come and how far he has to go yet.
Mel Black, a 2-year veteran from Eastern Illinois, has replaced the injured McCabe at inside linebacker. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Oilers at the Houston 44. 5:35 remaining in the 4th quarter, and the Patriots lead 21-7. Quarterback sneak by Peace, and he's got the first down.
Now he can't lay around on the ground. He has to get his players up, get them aligned, and call the plays and get moving.
They go into their hurry-up offense with 5:13 remaining.
Get off the weight, please. Get off the weight.
And the pass is complete to Oliver Williams. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line, chased out by Perry Williams.
Defensively, the Patriots are willing to give up that short pass. They probably feel he's going to have to connect on about 25 of those to score 2 touchdowns. So they're willing to give him that. Coming right at you now, you're going to see the out pattern ran at about 8 yards by Oliver Williams. This has been here all day, makes the catch, and get out of bounds to conserve the clock.
2 previous Oiler drives broke down when a field goal was blocked in the first half and went in for a touchdown, and then another was missed in the second half. Herman Hunter trying to hold on to the football as he's gang tackled. Andre Tippett, Perry Williams leading the charge for New England.
See, I don't think that's a good play call because the gamble is that the play won't work and then you lose the down and time. It's best to start throwing the football right now. On every down, throw the football.
They need points quickly. They're down by 2 touchdowns with 4.5 remaining. On 3rd and 3, Peace fires a strike to Joe Walters for a first down at the 35.
Going to take that kind of throw to defeat the defense. You've got to put the ball downfield with some velocity on it, and you've got to keep moving your team to the line of scrimmage. And this is when you're tired and your body doesn't want to respond, but it's up to Brent Peace to motivate the players.
The Oilers have 2 timeouts remaining. First down from the 35, and it's almost intercepted. Nearly picked off by Joe Peterson. Again, it looked like some miscommunication between Peace and the intended receiver, Keith McDonald. They were on different trains of thought.
I got to believe that was Brent Peace's mistake right there. McDonald was running toward the sideline, and Peace threw the ball upfield where the defense was. And that indicates to me that he threw the wrong pass.
Second down, 10 at the 35.
So you'll watch it now. The receiver is breaking to the sideline, and the ball is going upfield where the Patriots are. They're fortunate there.
Peterson just missing the interception. I don't know who that snap was intended for, but Andrew Jackson takes it, lifts off a big gainer. It was a high snap. I don't know if it was supposed to go to Peace or if that was the intended play. They run earlier with Jackson taking the snap.
Yeah, this is a halfback draw. The ball snapped to the short back instead of the quarterback. And everything is good about the play except he doesn't get out of bounds.
First down at the 24 with 3:30 left. Sideline pattern is batted away by number 38, Perry Williams, as Peace tried to hit Oliver Williams running an out pattern.
The Oilers, with the ball at the 24-yard line, are going to have to now get the ball into the end zone. I think it's close enough to the end zone to start stretching the defense. Now, this ball, this was close. Had Perry Williams intercepted that ball, you can bet it would have been a touchdown.
Williams splits wide to the right. Jeffries is wide to the left. Walters goes in motion. Peace into the end zone. And it's knocked away. Broken up by Ron Shagog, number 42, as Peace tried to hit Haywood Jeffries. So it'll be 3rd and 10.
One thing they're doing right now is they recognize finally that they need to keep Andre Tippett away from Peace if they're going to be able to throw the football at all. There's a lot of pressure in that pass pocket right there, and I think he threw that ball with a prayer.
3rd down, 10 at the 24. Julius Adams is in at left defensive end for New England. In front of Joe Peterson.
Now, what do you do about a guy who's been a reject, and Oliver Williams, who comes to you for nothing, and a first-round draft choice, and Haywood Jeffries, who's got a lot of money and a lot of publicity and hasn't caught a ball? Good catch by Oliver Williams. He gets both feet down and stops the clock. That's an extraordinary play.
Williams with 7 receptions for 90 yards today. Spent the last 2 years with the Colts before being released. Jeffries' pass is incomplete as he tried to hit Peace's pass to Jeffries incomplete. Ricky Atkinson defending for New England. 3:09 left. 2 timeouts remaining for the Oilers. John Guzik checks in at nose tackle. Tippett comes out.
And if you see Peace, he is looking primarily for Oliver Williams. He doesn't have confidence in Jeffries, number 84, because he's dropped so many passes.
2nd and 10 at the 12. Peace into the end zone, and a intercepted by Shagog. It's an interception and touchback as he tried to hit Oliver Williams, and Shagog picks it off.
Well, I just said he's primarily looking for Oliver Williams, and you can bet if I can see it up here, then the Patriots know it also. Williams has been the only man who has been able to produce at the wide receiver position for the Oilers, and they go to him once too often. Coming this way now, he's double covered once again. They've got two players on him, one in front and one in back. This is a sensational interception. Look at Shagog catch that ball, maintain possession, falling to the turf. That's an extraordinary play also. There it is, one hand, concentration like you wouldn't believe.
Shagog, a great athlete. He has high jumped 6'7", runs the 40 in about 4'5". In his first year out of Austin Peay. He had 13 tackles last week against Buffalo, and that pretty well seals the Oilers' fate. With just over 3 minutes left, Doug Flutie on a roll. Eating up some time.
I don't think that's very smart at all. I guess that's something that comes along with the Doug Flutie package, but this is just not the league where you want your quarterback running around, waving the football, and killing the clock.
The Oilers take a timeout. They have one left, and there's our score, 21-7 New England, with 2:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. There's Bobby Greer standing next to Berry. He was the assistant coach who had formerly coached at Boston College, and Flutie was there, and Raymond sent Greer over to consult with the BC coaches about Doug Flutie before they acquired him from the Bears. They made the initial inquiry to Chicago about acquiring Flutie, and then they said, could we talk to Doug and find out his reaction? And Flutie said, sure, I'd love the deal. In fact, he said, I'm willing to cross the picket line to play for the Patriots. It's the only club where that is the case. So they made the deal. He was traded for an undisclosed draft pick, reportedly an 8th or 9th round pick, and has come back home to New England.
Well, you asked me earlier if I thought the Patriots would go through as much trouble as this to acquire a player for one game. And I can tell you that this game was so significant to New England, winning it, that is, and coming back in first place. Sure, they would do that because they gave up nothing to acquire Flutie, and they gained everything in the world by winning this football game.
Look at the Jets now leading Miami 31-7. The winner of that game will be 3-2, as it appears the Patriots will be. Chicago leading New Orleans by a point. .252 remaining in the fourth quarter. The handoff to Elgin Davis. Davis trying to stay on his feet and eat up some time. He's down at the 28 by Eugene Seal. Has to be a disappointing game for the Oilers, who had won their first two replacement games, and Jerry Glanville certainly had high hopes going into today's game. Rams leading Atlanta. Eagles and Packers tied 10-10. Coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader continues as the Chargers meet the Raiders in Los Angeles, and others will see the Broncos and the Chiefs, all coming up on NBC Sports. Well, these assistant coaches and head coaches have certainly had a lot of work on their hands the past couple of weeks, and that's going to increase next week with 85 players in camp, and they're going to have to decide which 45 will play next Sunday.
I think the regular players obviously will get the bulk of the work with the replacement players on hand in case something happens with the union players. I don't think that the players would come in and then walk out. So I don't think you have to worry about that. I think what they're concerned with is conditioning and people being able to come in with a week's worth of practice and play up to the quality of the NFL.
A nice gesture on the part of Raymond Berry, who has a videotape made of last week's victory over Buffalo. He had 55 copies made. He'll be distributing them to all 55 replacement players, as well as a color team picture, so many of them can remember their brief appearance in an NFL uniform. Class move. The Oilers are out of timeouts. It's 3rd down 1 for the Patriots at 29 with 2:44 remaining. Flutie on the rollout. He's brought down by Eugene Seal. Good portion of this crowd departed as the Oilers' last drive broke down with that interception of the end zone. Here's what's left. Capacity here is 50,594, and today The Oilers and Pats drew 26,294. Not as big a crowd as was expected. They were anticipating somewhere between 35 and 40,000. So it's 4th down for New England. I'm sure Doug Flutie enjoys coming back home to New England, but certainly a difficult situation facing him with a lot of pressures involved, playing for a hometown team. And now we get the 2-minute warning with the Flutie-led Patriots leading 21-7. Doug Flutie certainly enjoying his first start as a member of the New England Patriots. On their first possession, he led them downfield and threw a 27-yard pass to Larry Linney for a touchdown. And on the day, he's completed 15 of 25 passes for 199 yards, 1 touchdown. He's also rushed 7 times for 38 yards. So it's 4th down 5. Joey Walters awaiting the kick by Alan Herline.
Houston will try to block this. Good pickup protection by the New England punt team.
Good kick by Herline. Oh, why did he signal for a fair catch?
Well, normally when you have a kick block on, you don't have any protection for your kick runner, so it's a predetermined fair catch call, but the kick runner has to use some wisdom, some logic, and take a look downfield and see if anybody's coming.
Doug Flutie is our Budweiser Most Valuable Player this afternoon, as he apparently will lead the Patriots to victory. Today's MVP is sponsored by Budweiser, and Bud will make a contribution to United Way on behalf of all of the MVPs selected in today's games. Brent Peace's pass is incomplete, intended for Oliver Williams. Joe Peterson in coverage for New England. And it's worth mentioning again that Doug Flutie is the most valuable player. Winning that award, sponsored by Budweiser.
You got my vote, Dougie.
Got mine also. .147 remaining in the 4th quarter here at the Houston Astrodome. And Brent Peace hits Oliver Williams, who's had a big day. That's good for a first down. Man of the hour is Doug Flutie. The reaction by the New England fans upon the arrival of Flutie was rather interesting. Many were happy to see him in a Patriot uniform, but there were also some fans that felt there was no way he could duplicate his college heroics. There's Jeffries dropping still another one. That's 4 drops today by the Oilers' #1 pick, Haywood Jeffries, out of North Carolina State.
You know, Jeffries may have a hard time, and it may be a long time before he overcomes this ball game. Because for one thing, he's been outplayed by Oliver Williams on the other side. And being a #1 draft choice, you're expected to provide much and produce in a hurry. And he just, quite frankly, has not done that today.
A long day for Haywood Jeffries. 2nd down 10 at the 39 with 1:17 left. Peace connects with Oliver Williams. He fumbles the football. The Patriots appear to have recovered. Like Joe Peterson recovered it. So New England will take over on the interception, or a fumble recovery.
Sometimes when you're fighting and twisting and struggling, trying to get that extra yardage, doing the best you can, you leave yourself vulnerable to hits that you can't see. Now watch Williams. He turns here. Watch him spin back the other way. Now he's going to get it right here, and he's not going to see it. Ooh, that hurts. Coughs the ball up. That's Joe Peterson recovering.
So the Patriots take over, leading 21-7 with 1:04 left. The Oilers have no timeouts remaining, and Todd Whitten, a rookie from Stephen F. Austin in Texas, is in the game now. He's a 3rd-string quarterback. He's in the Patriots camp this year and was released. They're just going to run out the clock.
They'll have to run one more play, and that should do it.
Todd Whitten, who was a 2nd-team All-Gulf States League product to Stephen F. Austin. He's also a fine baseball player, drafted by the Phillies in 1983.
No, New England doesn't fare badly in the replacement games. They come out of this with a 2-1 record. Houston is more than happy with what took place during the strike. They come out of this thing with a 2-1 record, and both of these teams are in first place in their respective divisions.
The Patriots will improve their record to 3-2, and next week will face the Colts in Indianapolis. The Oilers' record will drop to 3-2 overall as they remain in first place. They face the Atlanta Falcons next week. And Doug Flutie leaves the field with some very satisfying numbers. 15 completions, 25 attempts, 199 yards and 1 touchdown, and no interceptions.
And in this replacement action, he was just what the doctor ordered for the New England Patriots.
So much for the replacements. Bring on the regulars. The Patriots beat the Oilers 21-7. We'll be right back. Mel Proctor with Reggie Rucker back at the Astrodome in Houston, where the New England Patriots behind Doug Flutie and an inspired defense led by Andre Tippin and Raymond Claiborne have defeated Houston 21-7. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weisman. The coordinating producer of NBC's football is Ted Nathanson. The coordinating producer of NFL Live is John J. Filippelli. Today's game was produced by Jeff Hines, directed by Bob Dunphy. NFL Live produced by Tommy Roy and Rick Diamond. NFL Live directed by Bucky Gunts. For Reggie Rucker, this is Mel Proctor saying goodbye from Houston, where the final score once again is the Patriots 21 and the Oilers 7. Now stay tuned for the second half of today's NBC football doubleheader. You'll see either the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Denver Broncos or the LA Raiders hosting the San Diego Chargers coming up next after these messages from your local stations.